You are staring at a puddle of blood. Thick, dark, still warm. It's spreading across the pristine marble floor like a spilled venti caramel macchiato. Wait, no. Like spilled, cheap tavern wine. But it's not wine.
No, Father,
it's your
I'm
father,
here. Stay
King
with me.
Philip II of
It
Macedon,
is done.
assassinated.
Venom will claim
Right in the middle of a wedding celebration, you instinctively reach into your pocket to grab your iPhone and dial 911. I mean, you grip the cold, sweat-slicked handle of your dagger. Because right now, everyone in the theater is looking at you. The air smells like cheap perfume, panic, and copper. You are 20 years old. And the throne is empty. You don't have time to process the trauma. You don't call your therapist to schedule an emergency Zoom session. No, you call your generals. Because power hates a vacuum. And right now, half of Greece is ready to rip your kingdom apart. You take immediate action. You log into your banking app to freeze your rival's assets. Wait. No. You just send assassins to slit their throats in the dead of night. Much more efficient. Cousins? Dead. Rival factions? Eliminated. You don't cancel them on X. You cancel their breathing. But the southern Greek city-states, they think you're just a kid. A naive frat boy who inherited daddy's company. Athens and Thebes are whispering, plotting. They rebel. Big mistake. You jump into your armored Lamborghini. Or rather, you mount Bucephalus, your massive, completely unhinged black warhorse, the beast that only you can ride. You march south at a speed that defies logic.
Cut it out,
The dirt,
narrator.
the chafing armor, and the smell of thousands of unwashed men marching through the blistering heat. You arrive at the gates of Thebes. They refuse to surrender. They think their walls will hold. You don't send them a strongly worded email. You don't sue them. You unleash hell. The siege is brutal, visceral. You hear the sickening crunch of bone under bronze, the screams echoing through the narrow, burning streets. Ash coats your tongue. You raze the city to the ground. You sell 30,000 survivors into slavery. 30,000. The rest of Greece? Suddenly, very, very quiet. They hit the unsubscribe button on their rebellion immediately. Greece is yours. But Greece
The world will
is
know my
small.
name.
And your ambition?
They will
It's a
remember
disease.
me.
A raging fever installed in your brain by your childhood tutor, Aristotle. You look east. Persia. The greatest, richest, most terrifying empire on the planet. They have millions of men. You have 40,000. The math doesn't make sense. If you ran the analytics on Excel, the spreadsheet would literally
Watch
catch
it,
fire. I mean, the omens from the priests are terrible, but you don't care. You are broke. Macedon is drowning in debt. You need cash. You need glory. Spring, 334 BC. You order your uber-black fleet, Gigo, your triremes. You cross the Hellespont, the treacherous strip of water separating Europe from Asia. The salt spray stings your eyes. The wooden decks groan under the weight of armored men and restless horses. As your ship nears the Asian shore, you don't wait for the wreck to drop. You don't wait for the safety briefing. You grab your spear. You leap into the crashing waves, cold water soaking your greaves. You drag yourself onto the wet sand. You hurl your spear. It bites deep into the Asian soil. You claim this entire continent by right of the spear. But the Persians aren't just going to hand over the keys to the empire. King Darius III has heard about the little Macedonian punk making noise on his lawn, and he has sent his regional managers, his satraps, with a massive army. They are waiting for you at the river Granicus. The river is fast, muddy, steep banks. The Persian cavalry is lined up on the opposite side, weapons gleaming in the afternoon sun. Your older, more experienced general Parmenion rides up to you. He tells you to wait, to camp, to attack at dawn when it's safe.
We should wait for
You look
dawn.
at him. You adjust your Bluetooth headset? No. You adjust the strap of your helmet. You smile. Wait? You don't wait. You spur your horse straight into the raging water. The river is freezing. It instantly floods your leather boots. And the Persian arrows? They rain down from the sky like a barrage of angry comments on your latest TikTok. Like a deadly, whistling storm of iron and wood. You hit the opposite bank, mud flying everywhere. The clash is deafening, metal against metal. Screams. You are hacking, slashing. Blood splatters across your vision. Warm, sticky. Suddenly, your helmet is crushed. A Persian noble brings a massive battle axe down on your skull. You see stars. The Wi-Fi signal in your brain totally disconnects. Wait, no. You are just violently concussed, dazed. Another axe is raised, hanging in the air, about to end your free trial of life. But Cletus the Black, your oldest, most loyal bodyguard, swings his sword. He severs the Persian's arm right off the shoulder. Blood sprays like a busted fire hydrant. You survive, and you win. Asia Minor is ripped wide open. You march through ancient cities like you own the place. Because now, you kinda do. You reach the city of Gordium. There's a famous tourist trap there. An ancient wagon, tied to a pole with a knot so complex, so impossibly tangled. It looks exactly like the cables behind your TV stand. The local prophecy says, whoever unties this knot will rule all of Asia. You stare at it. You try to find the logic. You try to input the cheat code. Or rather, you just pull out your heavy iron sword. Swing. You slice the knot in half with a brutal strike. Problem solved. The gods are either furious or deeply impressed. You don't care. So you push further, down the Mediterranean coast. And then, you finally meet the CEO, King Darius III himself, at Issus. The battlefield is a narrow coastal plain, cramped, claustrophobic, perfect for your smaller army. Darius brought his entire corporate staff, hundreds of thousands of men. He's watching from his luxury VIP skybox. His towering golden chariot. The smell of fear on the Persian lines is thick. You don't hold back. You lead the elite companion cavalry charge yourself. A massive wedge formation, straight at Darius, like a heat-seeking missile, or rather, a very angry, heavily armored spear. You cut through his elite immortal guard. Viscera, gore, the terrifying wet crunch of horse hooves trampling over human rib cages. You look Darius directly in the eye. And Darius, he panics. He literally hits the eject button. He turns his chariot around and runs, abandoning his mighty army, abandoning his dignity, and, awkwardly, abandoning his wife, his mother, and his daughters right there in the royal camp. Congratulations. You just inherited a new family, but you can't chase him into the heart of Persia yet. You have a major glitch down south. Tyre, an island fortress, impenetrable, surrounded by the deep sea. They laugh at you from their massive stone walls. They think you don't have the IP address to hack their firewall. Wait, they think you don't have a navy to reach them. And they are right. So, you look at the sea, and you decide to cancel the ocean. You order your men to build a bridge, a mile-long mole, out of rocks, dirt, and timber, right through the crushing, freezing waves, for 7 agonizing months. It is pure, unadulterated misery. Your men are dying, sunbaked, shot by snipers from the walls. But you do not stop. When the bridge is finally done, You bring up your heavy artillery, not howitzers. Massive siege towers, catapults. You breach the wall. The slaughter is biblical. You crucify 2,000 survivors along the beach. The stench of rotting human flesh mixing violently with a salty sea breeze. A very clear, very gruesome message. Do not say no to. Egypt sees this. They look at you. They look at the rotting corpses entire. They immediately hand you the keys to the country. Welcome, sir. Can we offer you a complimentary pharaoh crown? You take a bizarre detour, deep into the brutal, scorching Sahara Desert, to the oracle of Siwa. The heat is suffocating, sand grinding in your teeth, blistering your skin. You walk into the dark, cool temple, alone. The high priest looks at you, and he greets you, not as a king, but as the literal son of Zeus, a god. You pause. You check your Instagram bio to update your pronouns to deity/divine. Diggo. You just stand there in the shadows, letting the words sink into your soul. It changes you. The ambition isn't just a fever anymore. It's a raging, unstoppable inferno. You aren't just fighting mortal men anymore. You are reshaping reality itself. But Darius, he is still out there. He has spent months assembling a new army. Not just a regional branch this time. The entire global conglomerate. 1 million men.
Men of Macedon,
You meet him
forward!
at Gaugamela.
Fight for glory!
The dust chokes the dry sky. The ground vibrates under your feet like a busted iPhone receiving a barrage of spam calls. Wait, like the thunder of war elephants and scythed chariots. Darius has literally hired bulldozers to level the terrain. I mean, he used thousands of slaves to clear the rocks, so his bladed chariots can slice your infantry into shawarma. You don't panic. You don't call a crisis management PR team. You stretch your phalanx thin. You bait his cavalry out to the flanks. A gap opens in the Persian center. You see the code matrix glitching. No. You see the opening. You form the elite companion cavalry into a wedge. You charge. Straight into the maw of the beast, screaming, spears shattering against bronze breastplates. The smell of sweat, voided bowels, and sheer terror is overpowering. You lock eyes with Darius. Again. And what does the King of Kings do? He logs off. He turns his chariot. He runs. Again. His empire collapses like a crypto exchange on a Tuesday. Or rather, it shatters into absolute bloody chaos. Babylon is yours. Susa is yours. You march into Persepolis, the glittering golden heart of the Persian Empire. You throw a massive, billion-dollar rave. Wait, a grand victory feast. The wine flows like a river. Torches burn bright against the pitch-black night. Someone suggests setting the palace on fire to avenge Athens. You don't consult your legal department. You grab a torch. You hurl it. Centuries of history, art, and unimaginable wealth up in smoke. The ash falls like gray snow on your golden hair, the heat blisteringly real on your skin. But you are a god now. Gods don't stop. You push east into the absolute unknown. Afghanistan, Bactria. The mountains are jagged, frozen teeth. Your men are freezing, starving. They are eating their own pack animals raw just to survive the blinding blizzards. You are fighting guerrilla warlords who don't play by the rules. Paranoia sets in. The malware is corrupting your hard drive. No, the stress is fracturing your mind. You suspect everyone. You execute your best general, Parmenion, just to be safe. And then, the darkest night, a drunken argument. You murder Clytus, the man who saved your life at the Granicus, in a blind rage. You push a spear right through his chest, the wet thud of the iron piercing his lungs. The regret is instant, vomit-inducing. You pull the spear out, hot blood pouring over your shaking hands. But you keep marching. India, the edge of the known map. Monsoon rains, mud so thick it sucks the boots right off your feet. Giant war elephants trampling your veterans into red paste. You win at the river Hydaspes. But your men? They are broken. Their armor is rusted. Their bodies are covered in scars, leeches, and fungal infections. They go on strike. They refuse to clock in for another shift. They refuse to march another step east. The conqueror of the world, defeated by homesickness. You throw a tantrum. You sulk in your tent for 3 days like a teenager whose Wi-Fi was cut off.
Watch it, narrator.
But you
Why
yield.
are we doing this?
You turn back. But you punish them. You lead them through the Gedrosian desert, a barren, scorching hellscape. Men drop like flies, thirst turning their tongues black, skin peeling off in strips, their bodies left for the vultures. Babylon, 323 BC. You are 32. You own the world. But your body is failing. A fever takes you. Not a glorious sword strike in the chest. A microscopic bug. You sweat through the linen sheets. Your breathing is shallow, ragged. Your generals gather around your bed. They lean in. They ask you for the passwords to the admin accounts. Wait,
Who gets the empire?
they ask you, who gets the empire? Your lips part, dry, cracked. A whisper escapes your throat.
To the strong.
To the strongest. Chaos. In the end, a quill, a drop of ink, and all that you were became history. You were Alexander the Great.